Hi everyone, it's the 18th of March, day after my birthday, big 58 will be. Thank you to my three sisters for sending texts in regards to my birthday. That was really kind, and people on Facebook that said happy birthday. I appreciate it. I'm feeling really, really disillusioned in life and in everything at the moment, absolutely everything. I fear so much. The fear inside of me at the moment, it's almost, for the want of a better word, destabilising me. I fear doing this because I know I'm getting judged. There has been some varied comment back to me. Not too nasty, but some varied comment. Obviously, there are going to be many things that I can share here that people are going to view differently. I mean, we can all put a box in the middle of the room. We all know it's a box, but because we all view it differently, some might be higher, some might be lower. We all know it's a box, but we all view it differently. So that's what can happen with any line that can be said or read. Yeah. I feel like I put in X amount of effort and oh God, this is going to sound really dumb. It's like Mother Nature doesn't give a fuck. It just feels like my space in time or my life in this world, and no wonder I've called it an unlived life, it's like it just doesn't give a fuck. You know, I'm very fortunate in some areas of my life, very grateful for that, but definitely not grateful in many, many areas of my life. I was watching a show the other day, and I love this show because it's very low key. It's none of this fake hype stuff. I mean, hell, who wants to continually watch a freaking car go however many feet in the air, turn a full fucking circle and land on its fucking, I was going to say toes, but that's not the word, on its wheels. I mean, the unrealism in the shows these days, the cartoons are just bullshit. You know, what happened to good old Batman? You know, Batman and Robin saved the day. But anyway, this show, this man was talking about his daughter, and there'd been another little girl in the show that had died. And this man got so upset, and he said, I don't get it. I don't get it. He said, every man's daughter should be, what do you call it? Like a princess, should be treated like a princess. And I just kind of got thinking, I've never had that. I've never had that. And I know it's just going to be all, oh, woe begotten bloody Tony again. And quite frankly, I have those feelings too. Woe fucking begotten me too. Sometimes it just really fucking shits me that this is the only fucking crap that I've got to share. Well, you know what? My story can't change. It can't. You know, my parents are dead. My father was a cunt. Straight to the point. Never treated me like a fucking princess. The only thing I was safe of would be if some idiot wanted to break into our house in the middle of the night. My dad would kill him. That'd be the only thing I'd be safe from. But apart from that, I was never safe from anything. Anything. Anything goes, draw a line, and anything above that, anything at all. I'm just scrubbing something off the screen there. And the longer my mum's alive, as much as I love my mum, the more I can actually see where all of this myself out in left field, it comes from the top. My mum was the matriarch, shall we say, of the family. We often joke that my elder sister now is the matriarch of the family. And I don't mind that at all, because she is so much more fairer than what my mum was. Just, I don't know why it is, it's just what we've done in the family. An unspoken, unwritten way of life, I suppose. I was going to say law, but it's not law. I couldn't tell you how many times my mum could have nipped this shit of me being treated like shit in the bud, so I'm not being treated like shit. With my 4 boys, if none of my 4 boys, to my knowledge, have ever had a punch on, ever. They might have had 2 or 3 words with each other, might last, 7-10 minutes. That's it, gone. No malice held, no. I think the worst thing that ever happened was one of my 2-year-olds bopped a 4-year-old in the nose, because for some reason my 4-year-old thought he could tease the 2-year-old, and the 2-year-old wasn't used to being teased, so he just went boop, bopped him fair in the nose. I got a big scream from the kitchen. Kitchen. I went into the bathroom and crying because he'd been bopped on the nose. And I just said to them, "What happened, guys?" And they told me, and I said, "Well, you, don't be teasing. It's not very kind. And you, come talk to me before you want to bop someone." Job done. Never happen again. I'm not a perfect parent, far from it. But we sure as shit did a lot of talking when the kids were growing up. And when I was growing up, there was a lot of talking, but it was never, ever anything about positivity. It was just hacking on each other, and if I felt upset about something that had been said, "Oh, you sookin', you just a fucking sook, boo-hoo-hoo." Never any, I don't know what word I'm looking for. But there was never any acknowledgement of feeling sad, of feeling hurt, of feeling betrayed. Never anything like that. And even then, if my dad wasn't home, the moment he turned up, you had to fucking fall in line, or that whip was cracked real bloody quick. I sit back and I see other people that achieve things in life. I sit back and I look at my 4 boys, of what they are achieving in life. I'm so damn proud of them. I really, really am. I really am. But the saddest part of it is I'm not allowed to verbalise that to a couple of my boys. And that really hurts. That really fucking hurts. I never ever read a book or come across any article on Facebook when I was pregnant with any of my kids regarding the pain and the uselessness that I, as a parent, could feel because of being a parent. because of making certain choices as a parent, because of that reflective process within. Like I said, I did my best. I did the best I could. If ever my kids, kind of going out on a limb by saying this, but if ever there was another body that stood in front of my children, hurting my children, I never once hesitated, not once, to jump in. Never. And the saddest thing here is that I can't go any further with that conversation. This is not the appropriate platform to share it on. Maybe one day I will share it, but just for today and just for the moment, it's not appropriate. My mum never once intervened. Never. And I know why, because she would have been in there too. And God knows how many times he's probably beaten her behind the door. God knows. I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired. I'm tired of mental health. I'm so tired of trying and failing. Two of the biggest things that for me stand out with mental health is that mental health thrives on being a secret, and it also thrives when I'm really feeling shit, when I'm really feeling down. But then to talk about it and to try and get someone else or try and help someone else to understand it, it becomes monotonous. And through that monotony, those pangs or that those feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, being useless, just fucking useless. I feel fucking useless in my own life. Absolutely fucking useless in my own life. This is how loved I feel at the moment. Not one of my boys could say happy birthday. Not one of them. Now, I'm not expecting anyone to say anything. I don't want anyone to say anything to them. I didn't mention anything yesterday, and I'm not going to. I'm just choosing to share it on this platform because it's something that's prevalent for me at the moment. And I don't know why I choose to always get so upset about it. I just do. It's really, really hard being a mum and not being acknowledged for it. There's plenty of books out there that tell you what happened to your body or what happens to your body when you go into labour, and when the kid's a certain age, what sort of behavioural things that one can implement to try and keep some kind of sanity going. I'm yet to come across a book or sharing about the deep gutsy stuff that really fucking hurts with my mental health and how it's affected my children's health. I can remember at school a girl that I was friends with, her father took his life. So I recall the impact it had on her. She changed incredibly. She changed. One of my boys apologised one morning. We were walking to the gym and he just broke into tears and said, "Mum, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't have your back when all that shit was going on. Because I never shared it with my kids. I didn't feel it appropriate." Needless to say, I ended up having yet another breakdown, and that was through no fault of my own. That was through trying to live life to the best of my ability. My mum was overstaying with us at that time. And I had just been dealt 5 or 6 different hands of shit to deal with. My 19-year-old son had been told he had cancer, came off the back of a medical lawsuit that fucking shattered me inside. And it still has. How the fuck does anyone get over losing a baby? I'd love to know. Because, I'm no fucking anywhere further down the track than where I was bloody 10, 11 years back. No further down the track. It feels like as time is slowly passing, the more I see, the bigger the role my mum had. I took pride in my supposed relationship with my mum because we'd had 5, 6 fights our entire life. And I can honestly say today that's because I just shut my mouth. I didn't want to say anything. I just shut my fucking mouth. Again. But to be jeered at, to have had fun poked at me, to have been called names, and then when someone asks about it and says, well, I'm going to do something about this, my mum always said, don't. Just leave it. Just leave it. I swear to God, my mum and my dad always needed to have someone to hate. And I swear to God that that's the consensus of what I believe 98% of people do. Always need to have someone to hate. And let's face it, if I'm hating on someone else, I'm not looking at me. That's the idea of it. So you can focus on someone else to not look at me, to not look at myself. I'll use the I statements, which is the typical fucking line. Use the I statements, Tony. When I'm saying you, I'm talking about everybody else, and I'm not owning anything. When you experience this, every little girl wants to have a big white wedding with a big gown and... No, I didn't. I didn't want that, so I found that shit. Every girl wants to have her day. Doing fucking what? I never wanted to have my day. I didn't know what the fuck I'd do with it anyway. And to be honest, my self-esteem wouldn't allow me to have that. I would never ever want to have that kind of focus on me. I couldn't cope with it. I don't believe in marriage. To me, marriage is just a piece of paper. And most people I know aren't married anymore. I did things backwards from a societal point of view. I had 4 kids out of wedlock, never got married, never got engaged, don't believe in it. But that doesn't mean I'm not happy for people that do. I can be happy and do be happy, if there is such a line. I am happy for people that do believe in it. So I can go, wow, that's wonderful, it's lovely. But then I walk away and in my mind I'm like, well, what do you fucking do? It's a piece of paper. You know, and that's because I don't believe I'm worthy of even getting married. I'm not fucking worthy of it. I've never been worthy of shit when I was growing up. So why the fuck would I be worthy of something now? I'm a 58-year-old woman and I'm still not worthy of shit. Some great fucking program I'm working, hey? Some fucking great program. This life is so fucking competitive, it's not funny. Competitive. You know, all those of you who go to the wedding, judge the fucking crap out of it. All of you who go to the 21st and the other birthday parties, judge the fucking crap out of it. One of my members of my family, when her daughter was born, she spent an extra $3,000 on ice sculptures because it was a competition. You know, who had the best fucking things at the goddamn, you know, sprinkle the water on the baby's head, so to speak. No, I wasn't invited to that either. Yeah. I'm feeling very, very low today. I feel unsafe within myself. Now, that doesn't mean I want you to ring fucking 000 and get the police out here and mental. I don't fucking want that, and I'm not sharing for that. I'm sharing it because I'm keeping away from the secret. Okay? If I keep it a fucking secret, it will grow and grow and grow within. And that's when all those attempt shit fucking flies in my mind. You know, and I fucking hate this question. Have you thought it through? Well, do you really think that if I was going to commit suicide, I'd tell you? No. Stupid fucking questions. Stupid questions. I've got lots of varied things happening in my life at the moment. I had solar panels put on my roof April last year. They still don't fucking work. I've contacted all the appropriate people, and now the appropriate people are trying to contact the people that put them up because they've blocked everybody. I have bills every quarter that are over $1,000, $12,000, $13,000, or $12,000, $1,200, $1,300. Even when all 6 of us were living in the same house, not once, not fucking once, did I ever have an electricity bill over $1,000. Something's gone incredibly wrong because the fucking solar panels have never worked. They tried to tell me that they were working because my electricity bill went down very slightly. Now, I'm told the electricity bills are meant to be going down less than half. My son moved out of home. That's why my electricity bill went down very, very slightly. And it's been nothing but a shit fight since. It has affected my mental health so severely so fucking severely. Now this company, I'm going to say their name, Think and Grow, Modern Earth. Don't fucking go near them. Don't fucking go near them. Because I don't even answer the fucking phone now. I've had 11 months of trying to get this shit fixed. 11 months. And I've gone to Consumer Affairs and they've broken 3 sections, Section 60, Section 61 and Section 53. Still, they don't answer their fucking phones. It is disgusting. And I'm not coping with it very well. That's one thing. The other things I don't even know if they're worth sharing on here. Honestly. I just, every day I try to be as nice as I can be. Every day I try to be as becoming as I can be. And every day I just wonder whether it's fucking worth it. Honest to goodness, I don't even think it's fucking worth it. So obviously, no, I'm not having a very good day. Sometimes things that other people can experience, it kind of just seems to roll off their back, you know, off the back of the duck's back, whatever the fuck the saying is. Water off a duck's back, whatever. I don't fucking care. But for me, with mental illness, it doesn't happen that way. It's almost like a knife kind of stabs in somewhere. That's how it feels. Yep. I have so much running around in my mind at the moment that I don't even know if this is the place to share it. You know, it's been, I suppose, a bit over a week since I've shared. I tried to share a couple of days back and I got so confused in my mind that I just stopped. I think I've deleted it, you know. Not that this has to be perfect, but I think I've deleted it because I got so frustrated with it, I couldn't even figure out where I was up to. I think that's where this disease, if mental illness is a disease, it's where it thrives. I am exactly where my sickness, my fucking stupid mental health shit, it's where it thrives. And to not reach out to someone, it's where it even feeds further. To try and get through the day without having to bother anybody is where my shit feeds. Got another new psychologist at mental health, and it's like, fuck, do they never realise? Do mental health ever realise that giving a new fucking psychologist every fucking 6 months, 12 months, how much that actually impacts on an individual? It's like starting that fucking treadmill again. And that's what it's like. I just feel like I'm flogging a dead fucking horse, so they just give me another person to keep flogging that dead fucking horse with. One of my case managers told me after about 2 years of having her support that 2 years is plenty of time, should be better by now. Wow. Same person also decided to re-diagnose me with intermittent depression. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck is intermittent depression? I mean, obviously up and down, comes and goes, comes and goes. No, mine doesn't. It never has. It's fucking been with me ever since I was fucking born. I didn't have to have something happen to me for this shit to happen, for this shit to spark off, for this shit to take control of my life. So intermittent depression, fuck that. I wouldn't be rude enough to say that to this person, because yes, this person has helped me immensely in many other ways. But to re-diagnose somebody and especially not talk to them about it, tell you what, it has fucking upset the apple cart big time. Fucking big time. Far out. Honest to God, I wish some people would just shut their motherfucking mouths and just mind their own fucking business. You know, things would be a lot different for me now if this person would have just shut their fucking mouth. No, I can't do that. Let's just hear a great line. We'll throw that line in there because it sounds good for that person. No, it's just made that person look like a fucking idiot. I'm angry, I'm hurting. I fucking hate having mental illness. I fucking hate it. I've had the shit judged out of me all my life. And the worst people to do it are those that are closest to me. Those that are fucking closest to me. And it's wrong. It's fucking wrong. I have a really severe skin condition. You know, and to hear them from another room, oh, don't touch it, she touched it, we'll catch your spots. It is so fucking childish. I can't fucking help having the discomfort that I have. I can't help having this fucked up bloody autoimmune issue that happens with me. Why don't you swap the fucking boots and see how it feels to have consistent blisters burn? I've got pictures of blisters coming in under blisters. And if you think that doesn't fucking hurt, and think again. How big the blisters are, some are almost a 50-cent piece on me. So you grab 50 match heads, light them all at once, put it straight on your skin. And we'll use the you statement here. Put it straight on your skin and leave it there. Don't fucking take them away. Leave them there. Because that is exactly what it is like to have this discomfort, this pain. I have a stomach needle once a month to try and combat the pain of this fucking bloody sweet syndrome that I have. And then to deal with all the scarring. I mean, you've only got to look at my neck and see the scarring, and then on my chest, all the fucking scarring. And that's probably 1/8 of it. It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. I feel like I'm just an embarrassment, full stop. I don't go to parties, I don't do things. The biggest excitement I have in my life is when my 25-year-old or 23-year-old son and I put music on Friday night and we have a dance. He's in a band and he's just turned out to be the loveliest young man. He really has. and we like the same style of music. I don't go out because I am so embarrassed from my scars, and that is part thereof the reason why I didn't go to my mum's funeral, because I'd had a massive outbreak and I was in such profuse pain, and they were on my face, which is somewhere that can't be hidden, and I'm not going to go there with that fucking face full of fucking band-aids. Christ, or bandages is just humiliating. I really wonder why we as individuals are born some days, honestly. Life itself does not make sense to me. It just doesn't. And I'm told that that is part and parcel of my mental illness, PTSD. Is BPD, whatever the fuck that is. I would never wish this on my worst enemy, honestly. I would never would. And I'm not crying because I want you to feel sorry for me. I've had that shit all my life. 58 fucking years of it. You want to find out what mental illness is like, and talk to people like me. Talk to people like me. Not someone that'll just put on a little pretty song and dance here and there. I totally understand why people take their life. I totally understand it. And then you got the people out there that can't handle their own grief about that person dying, about that person taking their life. The people out there, this is going to ruffle feathers, I know, but this is what I believe, and I have believed it for many, many years, that the people that get angry with the people that have died, and yes, I've had very close friends take their life, so I'm not talking shit, okay? I've experienced both sides of the fence here. When they can't handle their own feelings of grief, but they expect the person that has taken their life to continually feel what they're feeling and to cope with it, and to keep moving forward, one foot in front of the other, and keep going. I can tell you now, to feel suicidal as opposed to the grief, a feeling one feels because one of their dearest friends have taken their life, it's 100-fold. It is 100-fold, if not more. It hurts more, and is more confusing and more chaotic with the mental health and with the wanting to take their own life, and the ones that do, as opposed to the grief, the pissy grief that one feels when someone else takes their life. And I don't want to hear you bullshit about it. I don't want to hear you calling me names, because that's what my experience has been. I can share that, and I sit solidly in it because I can feel that. I know what it feels like to grieve for my best friend having taken her life, and other close friends that have taken their life with mental health, to feeling suicidal and what happens there mentally, emotionally. It's like being sucked away in a vortex. That's what it feels like. And it's like having no arms and legs, so there's nowhere one can grab. Nowhere one can grab at all to try and slow that vortex down. Most of the people that I've ever experienced in the mental health field need to fucking be a client. They need to be a fucking client so they can get some bloody help themselves. Because some of the things that have been said to me or suggested to me, I would have been better off signing my own fucking death warrant. And I know I've shared this before, to sit for 6 hours and then be told a public holiday so we can't help you. To share something really, really personal, and then for that person that I'm supposed to trust, for that person to sit down at a meeting and tell everybody, no, whatever happened to client confidentiality, it's gone. Apparently it doesn't exist anymore, which is bullshit. To have one's own family members laugh in the face of my adversity, I don't get that. I just don't get that. Maybe I'm not meant to. Here we go. Fucking tissue time again. Excuse me. I don't know how to stop and pause. I don't know all that shit on here. So, I do apologise for snotting, for blowing my nose. There's no etiquette in blowing your nose. Fuck. I'm doing this house up. You know, I'm so fucking sick of the renovations. My boys don't want me to stay here when the house is finished. I don't want to stay here when the house is finished, but I would like to sit for 12 months in my house when I have it finished. Because I know my place will be beautiful when it's finished. But where would I go? Honestly, where would I go? Doesn't matter where one goes. There's community nastiness everywhere. Bloody everywhere. There's judgment everywhere you go, be it the city, be it mid-sized town, be it small town. There's fucking nasty judgment everywhere.
And I will say that judgment, it has helped to smash inside here what little bit of soul I had. Smashed it. To ring a tradie and to be abused. Your money's not fucking worth it, you slut. Hang down the phone. I stood in a hardware store and I asked the lady, who is just lovely, if she knew anyone that would like to do some work, because I just need to get this house done. I do. She said she was so lovely about it. So she rang and left my name and number. And honestly, before she'd even put the phone down, this tradie's wife had rang back, and there were about 8 of us waiting to be served. And this tradie's wife absolutely ripped shreds through this poor woman behind the counter. And all I could do was stand there, and I felt so ashamed. And poor woman behind the counter, by the end of the call, she couldn't even look up from the counter. Several people in the shop, as I said, about 8 of us waiting. And all I could do was stand there and look down. Oh, I felt so ashamed. And that was all for something I'd never done. I'd never done anything. I never did anything. So if you think that living in a little town is nice because people are kind and supportive, think again. It doesn't happen that way. People have asked me, why haven't you moved, Tony? And I'll tell you the answer. Because mentally and emotionally, I don't have it in me to move. It is too big a feat for me at the moment. Excuse me. I'll blow my nose. To have an old neighbour that was accidentally in a small car accident, and when they were swapping names, to get everything fixed, the person that my neighbour swapped names with said to him, "Oh, you live next door to that." And my neighbour said to him, "I beg your pardon?" This person said again, "You live next door to that slut, the blonde one that goes to the gym." My neighbour just looked at me and I said, "What did you say to him?" And he said, "I put him in his place." He said, "She happened to be a really nice person, and her name is..." Her name is Tony, and she is not what you've just said. But I suppose all of you will sit back and go, "Oh, she's just living in it. She's just stuck in it." I'm hurt by it. That's what it is. I am deeply fucking hurt by it. And if you think things like that just float away. They don't. They imprint something on one's soul. That's what they do. It imprints something on one's soul, being my soul. And it fucking hurts. And these are the reasons why my kids want me to move. I'd have to find new adjustment for my horse. He's truly too big a feat for me to move. But I never asked people to be nasty. Never. I watched my father screw around with my mum my entire life. My entire life. And all my siblings and myself. We have never ever fucked around on our partners. Ever. Because of the pain that we see in my mum. Excuse me. Now these are the reasons why I believe that people are just mean. People are just plain downright bloody mean. And yes, with mental illness, yes, it can be blown up. Yes, it can be exaggerated. And yes, it still fucking hurts. It still fucking hurts. Having low to no esteem and keeping things a secret are two of the biggest factors mental health has upon people. Two of the main factors. And what had taken me 52 minutes of mostly crying for me to say that, in which I've known practically all my life, in which I have tried to share with professionals, other professionals that don't get it. You shouldn't be in the field if you can't get that. I feel like I just need to have a really big cry and just sleep. Last time I shared that at the end of every... my dog's here. Go there. That's red. Right, there you go. So on the screen. That's red. Hello, red. Are you looking at yourself, baby? And the other one's just taken off. The one thing I said last time I shared was I was going to try and finish by sharing something funny, be it about my life, be it about an experience I've had. So something funny that will make me laugh. In my early 20s, or late teens, whichever, a friend of mine needed someone just to stay in the flat with them for a month, as their flatmate was going overseas for a month. So I said, yep, no problem, I can do that. And at that age, any excuse to get pierced was a good excuse. Anyway, we went out on Friday night, my friend and I and a couple of other friends. Obviously far too much to drink. And we got up the next morning. And I said to my friend, holy dooly, you were having a good night last night. And she looked at me as hungover as and said, whatever her boyfriend, oh my God, this is Charlotte. She said to me, whatever her boyfriend's name was, drank last night, I'm going to make him drink it from now on. She said, oh God, it was good last night. And we were just laughing, don't Charlotte, we were just laughing in the kitchen. Within seconds, don't. Within seconds, this strange person comes out of her bedroom, and we just stood in the kitchen and went, oh, our jaws dropped. And we both just stood there looking at this person. He walked over to my friend and gave her a kiss on the cheek. He shook my hand. Hi, I'm such and such. And he just looked at my friend, gave her a wink. I hate winks, they're cheeky, but he gave her a wink. Said, next time I'm in the area, I said, I'll definitely look you up. Thanks for a good night. And walked out the front door. And we stood there. In shock, and my friend did not know what to say. And I looked at her and went, is that classed as cheating? She said, I'm so embarrassed. She said, I thought that was my partner. I'm sorry. She had a good night with whom she thought was her partner, whom in the end it wasn't. But obviously this other person was much better between she's and her partner. I never did find out whether she told her partner or not. But I have to say that's probably the funniest thing that I've ever experienced, and as much as I'm crying, I am laughing inside because it still makes me smile 30-something years later. So there you go. There's my funny thing for the end of my share. As much as I've shared a lot of pain today, hello baby, as much as I've shared a lot of pain today, I do feel a lot of pain. And there's a big mixture there. There's a big mixture there. That's weird. Really, Charlotte. Sometimes I think I just can't get the grasp of what life is all about. I mean, I've learned so much about the sciencey side. Oh, come on, out of my face. And one can learn so much by reading and listening and watching psychological valuable shows. And sometimes people are just apt to finding happiness Now, I don't know if that's my mental health or not, that I can't. Someone said to me on the weekend, actually, this particular topic came up. Now, this person or this friend knows a substantial amount of my background. It just happens to come out at times. And he said to me, "But you're living." And I said, "No." My podcast is called An Unlived Life, and that's for a reason, because I've never lived a decent life. He said, "But you've lived." He said, "You have your 4 boys." He said, "How can you not call that living a life?" I said, "Yes, I will agree with that. I have to agree with that. That's about the only thing I can agree with." When I was a teenager, I was interested in forensic science. And I was interested in being a pianist. And I know I've shared that before. And something about that came up in conversation with my dad one day. And he just looked me dead in the eyes and said to me, "You're too fat and dumb to do that." So I didn't continue. I didn't do it. I went and studied welfare instead. That's because I was fucked in the head, I suppose. Anyway, I've spoken way too long. Way too long. If it was your birthday yesterday or today, happy birthday. I truly hope you all have a lovely day. I hope you all have a lovely balanced day. I do. Talk soon.